centers of excellence. And now, we do have other centers of development and centers of excellence as well in the other areas. At present, as well, what we can share with you, we would like to conserve our gains and expand opportunities through linkages, international collaborations, and of course, linkages with the industry. We want to recruit the right people with the right attitude and with the right connections. We want to create opportunities that would encourage innovation and application of talents. And currently, we're moving into another area that we would like to develop. We're sending our people to the Asian Institute of Management for graduate programs in data science. Which is most important among the three? Concentration of talents, you have abundant resources, and good governance. According to Partner Malik, actually Dr. Malik is the Director of Rankings and Accreditation of the Lahore Institute of Technology in India. And he asked, which is the most important factor to make a university great? A, excellent buildings. B, modern labs. C, a great library. And D, talented people. I think you know the answer to this. The answer is letter B, talented people. What would excellent buildings be without talented people? They would just be like decorations. Modern labs without talented people would just be like museums. A great library would only serve as a collection of dusty books and references without talented people. And additionally, Malik mentioned that the most important problem that universities will face in the near future is getting talent and retaining it. Getting talent and retaining it. Why? Because we are in an academic world which is a global market and where the environment is very competitive and there is scarcity of talents. Scarcity of talents. And for this reason, universities compete with one another to get the best people, the best faculty members, the best students, the best researchers through very highly competitive recruitment packages. This is what is happening at the moment. It's not working anymore. Maybe the battery here is okay. Now, the MSU IAT experience, we are known as the flagship campus of the MSU system in science and technology. We wanted to create an atmosphere where everyone feels secure and equal to others. So we work towards cultural integration, especially of our indigenous peoples. We would like to develop a culture of excellence, especially in research, through manpower and infrastructure development, collaboration, publications, citations, and innovations. For our internationalization programs, we're encouraging our students, our faculty and staff, to participate in national and international events. And so we have packages for them, we have subsidies for them, and incentives for them to be able to attend and present papers, especially in international conferences. I would like to show you some examples of what we are doing in MSU IIT. We are a small campus. Our budget is not that big compared to other universities, but what we have, what we receive from the government and from other agencies, we spend wisely. We have to create opportunities for our faculty, for them to be able to, practice their talents. And so everybody wants to do research. That's one thing that I can say about our faculty researchers at IIT. Most of us are self-motivated. You don't have to push them to do research. You don't push them to publish because they want to publish outputs of their researches. Now, we don't have the likes of biotech at the University-Philippines system. So we made use of funding. Honestly, this came from PDAP. Heard of the PDAP? But it's PDAP fund that has been spent wisely. This is our latest research complex. We call this the Premier Research Institute for Science and Mathematics, spearheaded by the College of Science and Mathematics. We have 150 million grant, and we added about 30 to 50 million for the construction of this building. If you happen to be in MSU IIT, we would be glad to take you around and show to you the credible, well, we cannot say that we are at par with the likes of universities in Manila, but we do have credible, cutting-edge laboratories in the PRISM, Premier Research Institute for Science and Mathematics. On the right side is the College of Engineering, and expansion is going on for building more research labs for our faculty in the College of Engineering. And these are great opportunities for us to do research, to collaborate, and to mentor our students. In 2011, we started working on our technology business incubator because there has to be a way for innovation to, innovation from our faculty researchers. Where will these innovations go? How will this be translated to commercialization? So we started thinking about establishing our technology business incubator in 2011. And I do remember I was the one who defended our first proposal at PISHIR. I was there, 2011. It was denied, 2011. The main question raised was, do you have already the innovation ecosystem at Iligan? Do you have the necessary components for innovation? Sadly, at that time, we could not say that we have. And so we waited until 2016. 2016, we have now our stakeholders, our different stakeholders, and we have a very vibrant, innovation ecosystem. Our partners in DOST and DTI can attest to this. When we established, we had our innovation convergence, and those insignias that you find there are the different agencies that participated. We now have our innovation hub actually at MSU IIT. And so this made our faculty researchers and our students very happy. Okay, one of our most popular labs is our Fab Lab. Our Fab Lab is visited by many professionals, students, high schools, even elementary students, learning the basics of robotics. And they participate in games like what we call a sumo bot competition, where robots act like sumo wrestlers, wrestling with one another and trying to, defeat the opponent. And so we have this on an annual basis. By the way, our Fab Lab is also involved in developing health-related apparatuses together with our College of Nursing. So that's for the benefit of Dr. Montoya, who is here, just to inform you, sir. Then for our TBI was finally established with the help of DOST-STII and DTI. And we call it the Center of Innovation and Technopreneurship. And very, very active in having startups. We have incubatees in our TBI, and they have succeeded. Some of these have succeeded, and they have their businesses already operating. Our research trusts are not that unique because we adhere to the national R&D agenda. But our 5 main R&D agenda in the Institute are also common to others, like material science. We have partnerships with industry. We have alternative energy sources, biotechnology, health and environment, natural products, and drug discovery and development. The first 2, we're actively collaborating with PSURE, the last 3 through PCHRD. Hey, my presentation is lost. Okay. Our faculty profile, just to give you an idea, we have from 2018 data around 189 PhDs and 194 with MS and MAs. And out of this, 383 total with graduate degrees. 56% are in the science, mathematics, and engineering fields. How are we trying to develop and retain talents? These are key areas that I would like to share with you. The learning space at MSU IIT. Recognition of drivers of satisfaction for students and faculty and staff. Management practices and work environment. And there's another one that I would like to share with you. IQ and EQ as important criteria right at the vetting period when we recruit. We should not recruit just anyone. There has to be a vetting criteria. And therefore, talent management is very important to us. Okay? I will not mention all those areas there, but those are important factors to consider when we manage talents. Key points that I would like to share with you. 1, fair and enabling management policies. The ranking, promotion, and tenure policies of the Institute. Are our faculty members and staff happy with this? Are we giving the right rank? Are we promoting the right people? Are we giving tenure to those who should be given tenure already? These are embodied in our policies, and therefore, it's really very important. Those at the administration must be very, very sensitive to these things. Incentives and rewards. We have our Research Dissemination Award. Okay, here is a package that we give to faculty researchers. You want to present papers abroad, you receive about 70,000 to more than 100,000. You spend it according to how you would like to spend it, but it's everything for travel expense for your hotel accommodation and for registration. So depending on the geographical location, you have a prorated research dissemination award. For international publication award, we do give cash incentives to publications in Thomson Reuters and Scopus indexed journals. And there are others. So how do we do this? Through policies. Policies, policies, and policies. 14 years being the director of research, one of the jobs that I did was to write proposals to become policies, mostly on research. And so we submitted this to our Board of Regents, and once approved, the Commission on Audit will no longer question our implementation because these are BOR approved policies. Policies are very important. Training and advanced study opportunities should be continuous. A feedback system. Okay, administrators should listen. Okay, what are the problems in the ground? And we should have the ears to listen to our people. And how do we apply policies? To the letter or to some degree of flexibility. If to the letter, we may have problems because policies need to be changed from time to time. Another, prevailing work environment and organizational culture. Do we have the classrooms, labs, equipment, materials, internet connectivity, and the so-called greens? What are these greens? These are trees and grasses in the campus. There have been studies at Harvard University, Stanford, and other universities that student outcomes are directly related to the amount of greens and trees and space in the campus. There is a correlation. We have a small campus, we would like to make it green. Plant trees that would, make people feel at ease and students feel at ease. Giving them encouragement for collaboration. In fact, our researchers, internally funded researchers, can no longer be approved if these are not collaborative. Single author researchers, we don't fund anymore. This has to be collaborative and, as much as possible, multidisciplinary. We have our OBE orientation, giving the faculty, flexibility, which we may call autonomy and academic freedom. Okay? Which assessment tools to use that is more or most effective, and giving excellence in science and technology a human face, which means to say it's not only excellence in S&T, but what are the social implications of what we do. We are also human beings, and we should not forget that we are human beings. Another thing that I would like to share, the vetting. Okay, I have, I think, 2 minutes more. IQ and EQ considerations. Because if you start with good material, possibilities that you will end with better materials. But if you start with, garbage, very, very seldom can we make them into something that is golden or diamond. Availability of interventions and support systems. For those with low EQ especially, we walk the extra mile for them because there are really people cannot communicate well and cannot go well with others. But we help, we have interventions before we recommend them to exit gracefully. Yeah. Case studies. You can give me just 2 more minutes because I would like to share this. There are case studies. These are actual case studies. We have a faculty with a master's degree, newly hired, 28 years male, with very high IQ. Very productive in research, extension, publication. However, he exhibited superiority and high-handedness towards colleagues and always in conflict with workmates. and suspects everyone of professional jealousy. In fact, filed complaints to the administration against almost everyone in the department. What would I do as the Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs? I had to call the faculty, counsel, ask the guidance office, do some more counseling until cannot be resolved anymore. I have to write the letter of termination. Another PhD student, a young faculty, very intelligent, very harsh to students. And again, the same thing, behavioral problems. We made efforts for 3 semesters to remedy the problem, but we could not do anything else but to terminate. This is something that is intrinsic. Right at the beginning of hiring, you should be aware of this. Third, we have a PhD, a co-discoverer of something, returning scholar, very high IQ. He could not get promoted to full professor because of a policy in our university that there has to be 2 years of teaching experience as associate professor before one can become a full professor. Policy. But this policy does not apply to new hires, but for returning grantees, this policy applies. The faculty resigned and is now in the United States. That's what I was telling you about. Policies, once these are no longer effective, should be changed. And I have a proposal which will be tackled in our BOR meeting on July 26 regarding this. Therefore, concentration of talents is one of the 3 ingredients for academic excellence. There are factors affecting retaining talents. Some are intrinsic, others are extrinsic. To retain talents, policies must be fair and enabling. The work environment and organizational culture must encourage healthy collaboration and bring out the innovative spirit from the person with excellence. The vetting processes must also be considered. Thank you very much for your attention, and these are some of the references that I have used. Good morning.